What are the most common issues NRIs are facing today in India?
Especially the NRIs cannot go and fight any issue arises. A small issue like a scam of 1 or 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, we cannot go and fight because the ticket cost itself is around lakhs of rupees.
So what are the key demands of your NRI Protection Bill?
The first and foremost is a centralized investigation agency.
Hello and welcome to the Indian Community Podcast. Today we have two remarkable guests who are leading a significant initiative to protect the rights of non-resident Indians across the world. Our first guest, Subhash Ballapanavar, brings over 25 years of technology experience and holds 3 patents. He has been instrumental in advocating for the NRI Protection Bill, and he is pushing for systemic changes to safeguard NRI investments and properties. And our second guest today is Prashanth Panduranga. He's a senior cardiologist at the Royal Hospital in Oman, and alongside his medical expertise, he's also been a staunch supporter of NRI rights and is actively involved in addressing the challenges faced by NRIs in India. Subhash and Prashanth, welcome to the Indian Community Podcast.
Thank you, Amit.
Thank you. Great. So let's start off with, why is this important? Can you discuss the economic impact NRIs are having on India's forex reserves and why protecting the rights of NRIs is crucial for the Indian economy?
Amit, NRIs individually, they can contribute around $135 billion every year as a part of forex reserve, okay? And that plays a major role in Indian GDP, and that has a ripple impact subsequently in other part of the economy also, right? And when we do this, and it may be in terms of investment in lands, investment in apartment and villas or in the bank, because we get higher interest rates, and no doubt GDP is at 10%, and definitely we get more returns. And that is the one aspect of our investment in India. And second thing is, if you invest same amount of money in your residence country where GDP is 1 or 2% and return will be very less, and even interest rates are less, and that's the reason definitely we look for our mother country especially. And we also hope that our retirement will be in our residence country one day. That investment will give a fruit at the end of our leaning years of our life. That is the other point.
That's right. You're absolutely right. That is definitely one of the dreams that people have is, of course, you want to make some money, invest that money in the right kind of assets, and then watch them grow. And eventually, when you retire, you want to bear those fruits. So let us try and understand, what are the most common issues NRIs are facing today in India?
Especially the NRIs cannot go and fight any issue arises because a small issue like a scam of 1 or 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, we cannot go and fight because the ticket cost itself is around lakhs of rupees, right? So we ignore such kind of things, okay? If anything more than that, around 50 lakhs or 1 crore, and if you wanted to file a FIR or anything in the police station also, we cannot because there is no online system at all. And Bangalore allows online filing, but only for mobile theft or only silly, some small things, not for major crimes. That is very surprising, okay? And to file a FIR, we need to be present, or someone on our behalf, they have to file our case, okay? In my case, my sister is there. She is leading that effort. That will be more. But in some other case, the one son or two son, they all ignore. End of the day, if they spend their effort, investment, everything here in residence country, they can gain more, but they will ignore that thing. That's the reason the hacker, whoever that accused people, they will target NRIs in this situation, in this kind of examples, especially. Prashanth, you can.
So can you share some examples in terms of what kind of fraud is happening with NRIs? So while one of the issues is that it's not easy for you to report the fraud. But what are the different types of fraud that are commonly observed by your group?
I can list inherited property. Okay. In India, there is a law, right? If somebody is using our land for more than 10 years, they can claim adverse claim of that land, agriculture land or whatever. And we are NRIs, will be here almost 20 years, somebody will be using that land. They will pay till today, they will pay now. After 10 years, they can claim adverse position through the court, and they can officially get the rights on that. Okay, we are asking that is the very first thing from the Indian government to abolish that, for at least for NRIs. Okay, that is the one thing. Second thing is, if we invest in bank, okay, is FD. There are many examples. FD is being withdrawn by forging the signature. There are many. You can read the paper articles. If you Google, you can find that one. That is the second thing. And third thing is real estate. If you invest in some bidders, these NRIs come and invest, and they will come here in US. They will go to Oman. They will go to Australia. They will advertise. They will show the moon. When we invest, and at the end of the day, they mention some clause. Only Indian laws are applicable. Something we sign that contract, then we cannot question that one in our residence country. And once they may hand over the position, they may not, that they will extend that one almost 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, because there is no accountability in India. We cannot go and file a complaint. And even if you file a complaint also, they cannot file a charge sheet. That may extend up to 3-4 years. After filing the charge sheets, also that charge sheet may not be strong enough to implicate those accused, and when we go into the court system, that any one case can extend up to 9 years, 10 years, 20 years. See, you can see those things. Those are all obstacles, and we are requesting such kind of things to be minimized, in timely manner. It should be resolved. These are our main agenda.
Right. So Subhash and Prashanth, I'm sure there was an incident that has triggered this movement, and both of you have been affected personally and financially with losses in India. So can you share a little bit about what was your personal experience, what happened, and what are you doing to address that, and how are you fighting your battle?
So basically, the majority of these cases are property of the NRIs. So they came here, most of these, as Subhash said, the builders all come here, advertise in the hotels, and they impress us with their brochure and so many things. So one of the project in Bangalore was on Urbana, so where we all invested. For whatever reason, the construction has been done, but it's not completed. It's not handed over. And we all formed an association and went to various courts, including RERA, NCDRC, NCLT, then criminal as well as FIR. All these were done, but the main drawback is very slow process. And the basic thing is we are not there to go and see, even though our lawyers are there to do the job, but we are personally not there whenever required.
Right.
This is one of the things which NRIs are facing. And there are decisions given by the RERA for the affected, but it is a slow process. So what we demand is NRIs should have a separate cell to deal with these things, including a separate court as such, where they are fast tracked, so that the early justice is done.
Got it. And Subhash, what happened to you? What led you to this stage?
Yeah, see, I have a lot of inherited properties, around 10-12 acres along the river side, and my father is a farmer and a teacher, and I used to send whatever earnings here in US to my father. Father used to go and park that money in a society. It's called a farmer society. Government managed, monitored. And the society secretary, and after my father's demise, he put the signature, and made a nominee of those fixed deposits as his wife as a nominee and withdraw all the money.
Got it.
Okay. The funny thing is, when legal heads, class 1 legal heads are present, the nominee will, there are many Supreme Court judgments where nominee will be just a facilitator. She cannot assume the profit out of that one. She cannot own that one.
Right.
And the second thing is the society directors, how they allowed to withdraw that money. This is the very first thing. And when I filed FIR with my sister's help, they were not filed a charge sheet almost 2-3 years. And we went to the High Court to request the High Court to, asking police to file a FIR. This is the one aspect. And second aspect is the secretary took a loan on our FDs, on top of our FDs. And on top of that, whatever the earnings from our agriculture land, sugarcane bill, etc., he adjusted to that one and he cleared those loans. So means we are not earned our income also, and he is a beneficiary of both. So it's overall around 60 to 70 lakhs rupees with interest. It is sub rupees now. Okay. After filing the FIR, the accused and accused brothers, kind of our sugarcane itself in our field, and they sent the sugarcane to the sugar factories. I contacted sugar factories and I blocked the bills. Now they removed the sugarcane. Now they are trying to do local crop, and they are, such kind of things are happening. It's altogether around 4 to 5 crore in my own case.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's very disappointing to hear, especially because it's hard-earned money which you were carefully investing. But of course, if there is fraud on the other side, then that's something that you have to fight for. And so I know you guys had a very strong campaign this year, and it was a very interesting campaign, and it was a group that came together. That's how I also came to know about you. In fact, I also went to the High Commission in Atlanta, but I'll not steal the thunder. So can you tell us a little bit about the group that you have, or the community that you are building, and the incredible campaign that you had launched?
This is all started one of article written by NRI by Ballapanavar. And on top of that, I started a WhatsApp group, and it started growing like a mushroom, Within a month or within 2 months, it is thousands of people gathered, they all, and we started the change.org and some petition, and people you can go and read the comments, and everybody aware of this issue, okay? One of the person I asked him, do you have any issue? He said, the moment we land in airport, the auto or taxi wala start charging double for NRIs. Okay. So we are victiming every step, everywhere, one small or big. So such kind of things happen. What we need to do. Then we come up with some thought, how to make awareness among NRIs, how to make awareness among the government itself, Then I come up with this idea of submitting this petition to the, earlier I thought only couple of consulate and High Commission, but the people are gathered from across the world. Then we increased that number to 20 consulate and High Commission worldwide. But it went to more than 2030, and we successfully submitted 2025, I guess. And almost all continent we touched it. And the Bansi Kalapa's article in TNI says that this is one of the biggest campaign by Indians outside the India, after Mahatma Gandhi campaign, such kind of campaign in South Africa, etc. He considered this as the biggest campaign outside of India by any Indian. So this is what we are. Now we are contacting government, etc. We'll see where it will go. We formulated some bill, etc.
Right. Yeah. So
and luckily, Atlant Kiran supposed to go and submit, but because of issue, he wasn't able to do. Then when we asked Kiran, he pitched you, and you are very eagerly helped, and I'm thankful for your help on that matter. And you are associated with this moment now, we can say.
Absolutely. I think
basically, it's an NRI protection. We are asking for an NRI protection bill with so many demands, which Subhash and others have drafted it, which has been basically given to Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji through the embassies.
Correct.
So we hope that it has reached him and the government and himself and the cabinet. They take cognizance of this and do some rules and regulations for the benefit of the NRIs. We hope that is our hope.
Absolutely. That's very true. And I think because I was there on the ground personally, and I am sure when you were also meeting all these senior leaders, they were all very positive and receptive. They were at least listening to the problem and not, rejecting the problem upfront, right? So there was some positivity there in one way, I would say. And of course, that you followed the right route. You've gone and complained and expressed your concerns to the right authorities, who will then do their duty, which is to take it up to the further more appropriate authorities. So I think that is absolutely correct. So what are the key demands of your NRI protection bill? So I know there may be a lot of things in there, but what would be the key elements that you would expect the government to prioritize for NRIs?
Yeah, the first and foremost is a centralized investigation agency. Okay, one point of contact. We cannot go and contact each state's law. Law and order lies with state. We know that, but in this situation, NRIs contribute to the central government forex entity. So we expect central governments to protect us in this term, like a centralized investigation agency, and NRI wing among CBI, and separate code, online filing, online request, and online everything. The High Court considers today online witnesses everything. So I don't see any obstacles in this case. This is the very first demand. That means is our even smallest of small crime also we can go and lodge that complaint. And we can see the states where it is, what it is, and we are expecting that to be solved within 90 days as a filing of FIR, and next 90 days court system. So, within 6 months, the thing should be settled. That is our expectation. That is the first thing. Okay. Second thing is legal protection of property disputes, like whatever the properties we take, NRI, it should be protected. Like it's a special status for NRI properties, because we are not on the ground. We cannot go and see that our property is there or not. Such kind of things will happen. That is the reason we are asking. Third thing is non-bailable warrants to the accused parties. The NRI means easy target. They have to block that. Now we need to create some kind of fear in them. NRI, okay, you should not touch NRIs, like that kind of things. So if you file a FIR means, and we also see that there are many cases. If NRI try to protest, there is a counter FIRs against NRIs. In my case, the day after filing the FIR, the very next day, they filed a FIR against us, saying that we hit a woman, and there are so many clauses against that one. But finally, the police submitted the report. That is the secondary thing. But that created so much tension, pressure, a mental instability, this thing all for the 6 months. Such kind of things we should avoid that one. There should not be any counter FIR. And any officer involved in such kind of counter FIR, any officer, he should be punished. That is our major goal. And the other things are like ease of transaction. Okay, uniform tax, cross types of TDS deduction, etc. Citizens as well as NRIs, it should be uniform. And provision of online voting also we are asking. And NRIs and OCS are not allowed to be executor or a trustee or beneficiary in any part of the trustee. That is, again, we are NRIs, end of the day, we are also citizens. And even though OCS also, we are contributing to the country. The reason we are all asking this because we are contributing to the Indian government, Indian country, it's our motherland. Right. We see all these protections.
Excellent. And Prashanth,
see, it is like, it's not that it is not possible. Even though India is so many states are there, when I went through, Punjab, they have done that. After so many years of property issues there and pressure from Canadian Punjabis, so there is a separate NRI ministry. I don't know. I'm not very sure about ministry, but a secretariat is there who all deal with the NRI issues. And Andhra Pradesh has a NRI police cell separate where they manage all these. So Kerala has got a separate NRI ministry or a secretariat. So it is not that it is impossible. So what we demand is can be done at an all India level so that we have a very proper channel to approach.
That's good. So I think that's encouraging to hear that at least there is some, let's say provisions or some measures in place for states where we have seen more migrant population in the NRI community, right? So Punjab, Kerala, you and Andhra. So there's a lot of migrants from these states outside of India. So I'm sure that has led to that more awareness, and which also means that there were more incidents of these kind of scams, which led to these sort of measures being taken. So hopefully with all the activation that you're doing now, and you're continuously on every other forum talking about this, advocating for this, I'm sure that this is going to be taken up at a more senior level and a more serious attempt to make it at a national level. Now there's also a PIL that you're there is some effort that you're putting towards a PIL or a public interest litigation on this subject. What is the primary outcome that you are hoping to achieve from that PIL? What are you going to be asking as part of that PIL, and what do you want the outcome to be?
Through PIL, we are requesting Supreme Court to investigate our issues, individual issues, but that accounts to anywhere between 100 to 2,000 crore worth of scam. Okay.
Correct.
And second part is how Supreme Court play a role in protecting NRIs in terms of those bills, whatever we proposed. End of the day, government has to pass that bill in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So Supreme Court can definitely favoring in our support, may lead to the bill, etc. That is also possible. But we are in our discussion with a couple of advocates, to chat out that how it will be at this time.
That's good. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. We're going to be watching out for that PIL and rooting for you and hooting for you in that sense. So that's nice. There is one question that I've always had whenever I've thought about your movement, Subhash and Prashanth, and this is something which I feel is on our side of the coin, right? So there are two sides of a coin. So now there is also the NRI side of the coin. What do you think leads to some NRIs falling into this trap, right? So see, there are situations where things are happening from these antisocial elements within the country, but from our side also, from as NRIs, what are the things that are leading to some of these situations which we should also be careful of and not fall for it? So sometimes it is you're seeing an unbelievable offer, or sometimes somebody's trying to bypass certain rules. I've seen people saying, oh, there's a 20% tax if I'm going to sell my property in India, let me figure out another way, and then they end up losing more than even saving. So what do you think are the responsibilities of NRIs so that they can avoid as best as they can to find themselves in these situations?
The one thing is our group itself. There are so many people asking for, whether is it safe to invest in this property, this builder. We are providing that kind of feedback, etc. Second thing is awareness among ourselves. Okay, if we invest, it's a one-way trap. So how to avoid that, all those things, if you're sure about you are going back to India and settling in India as a retirement life, etc., that is good. Okay. But if the government comes up protection of this bill, the investment will double, triple, because most of them know that if we invest, it is not going to come back, and the government will get benefit out of this bill. That is one I can say. Second thing is the Google. Wherever you wanted to invest, etc., you have to Google, etc. You will find a lot of articles related to the bank or build many things. Prashanth, you can.
Yeah, see, the main issue, as it was telling, the NRIs, one is greediness. What I can say, greediness in the sense, when there are offers, they will come with offers, especially these builders, property guys. They come here with so many offers and you fall trap to that. Yeah. And second thing, you don't do a background check because there is no time. You are busy with your work in the other country, wherever you are residing. You don't even simple Google, as Subhash said, a simple Googling of that builder or the property thing, you will get 100 of cases. Even now, where my property case is there, even 3 months ago, NRIs have paid money. Last 8 years, court cases are going on. Then they say, we don't know. So the responsibility is on the NRIs also. They don't go through the background check of whatever investment they are doing. And they don't want that headache, basically. So once they come and meet this builder and they trust, this is another thing, we trust more than the local Indians. There is a big difference. If you are a resident Indian, you will suspect everybody. But here we don't suspect because we have not come through this type of cheating. So we trust and immediately believe the Indian property builders.
Right.
So this is also an issue.
That's a very good point, Prashanth. In fact, I'm now thinking whether there is a common place where we can find this information of builders where there should be a watch out before you invest, right? So is there a list that we can maintain somewhere for in public interest, right? Saying, okay, even in this group of 1,000 people, 2,000 people that you have, right? If everybody was to just list the names of the builders that they are already fighting a case against, that will at least give people one avenue to rethink before they invest that kind of money, right? That might be something that the Indian community website can help you with. Maybe we can host that information if that is available. We can definitely consider hosting that information.
Yeah, that will be a very good point. Amit, if you take initiative, we all can come and provide those data.
Correct. No, absolutely. We can take this offline and we can talk about this further. Finally, I want to ask you, this is a very sensitive subject, right? Subhash and Prashanth, what is motivating you to be fighting this? Because it's not easy to be fighting these giants, right? And fighting from such a distance. So, and the loss of money is already there, right? You're losing money more than how much you will even recover, right? With all the lawyer fees and all the legal processes, the travel and the stress, the health and everything, right? So what is motivating you both to be fighting this? Because every time we have a call, both of you, find time, you guys are busy professionals, but you're still finding time to fight for this, to speak for this. So what motivates the two of you?
If somebody cheats you, you cannot sit quiet. Anybody can. And once you win over that things, right, you'll feel very satisfaction. Psychologically, mentally, okay, that is the second thing. Third thing is, it's end of the day, it's the financials. That is our future, right? We have to do it for our kids, whatever, our kids' education, etc. Even in India, we have some rules. We need to maintain that. If everything is cut off, then we are losing a lot. It has a major impact, actually, major thing.
Yeah, the main motivation is we have gone through a lot of studies, hard work, and came up in a hard way and earned all this money. These people came and they just deceived us. You see, I feel our intelligence is zero in front of them. Whatever we have done and earned, I feel, as was said, cheated. It is more like a mental, harm what they have caused more than the financial harm. We feel like really cheated, and these people have taken us for a grant, and we are unable to do anything. We are at loss.
And no accountability also. Any government official, anyone, if 15 years back, if we report to some higher officials, there used to be some impact. Now I'm reporting to PMO, nothing is happening. The PMO is opening one reference number and they are pursuing it through the state government, it will go and it will die there. I have opened any 5 to 6 PMO grievances on the same subject. But after this embassy and consulate campaign, I'm speaking to PMO and PMO appointment committee, and we sent it through email also for the worldwide delegates to come and present our cases. And now 2 days back, I heard that our request is under consideration.
Excellent.
This is the good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. I think persistence is the key over here. And of course, you guys are very persistent, and I salute your spirit in this, right? And Prashant, to your point, yes, it feels embarrassing and humiliating to feel that this is happening to you. Of course, we are all really good professionals who are working very hard to give our future generations the lives that we want to give them, right? And then while you're doing all of this, and then you have to fight those cases back home, and it's not easy. I can see that it's not easy, and especially for somebody who has not been in this world to figure out how this operates, right? Last time when we were speaking, Subhash, you were talking about the procedures of the courts and the high courts and how you have to get the date and the hearing and how you have to attend it. It all sounded very complex to me. And I'm like, okay, if, we shouldn't have to go through all of this. And hopefully there is going to be more attention to this cause, and the government start taking this more seriously and agree to the demands that you have. So I wish you good luck with that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Perfect. So on behalf of the Indian community, Subhash and Prashant, thank you so much for speaking with us and sharing what you're doing. We shall share the links to your change.org petition as well as to your WhatsApp group over here. So hopefully that will also bring you more people joining in after listening to this podcast. And I would also encourage more people to share this. If you're watching this, please share this with your family and friends, especially NRIs, so that they are also aware of, one is that there is a movement in place. There are people, like-minded people who are willing to stand by you and support you. And then there's also this group or this community where you can ask questions and you can get some advice. I wouldn't call that as legal advice, but at least friendly advice from
Advice, yes.
People who have been through this and gone through this themselves. Maybe like a elder brother or an elder sister who will advise you of their experiences. So I wish you guys good luck with what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.